world that nature has to offer in one lifetime. What a dream! To travel freely into the home of the wild ones, to live with them, to become so accepted by them that they hardly notice that you're there. That is not only my dream, that's my goal. I'm wildlife photographer Bill Porter, and I'll take you there.
I walked on the mountain and down by the sea. There I saw men, there this world with me. We share this world with wild ones, that's the way it's meant to be. We're also meant to save them, that's the power in you and me. I wandered down the valley, crossed to the other shore. There's wildlife all around us, birds and bees and so much more. We're always going to take some, that's the way it's meant to be. We're also meant to save them, that's the power in you and me. Well, I woke up to the sunrise, stood there at sunset too. Still I saw the wild ones, wish you had been there too. For with one touch of nature, the whole world had become kin. This message all around us, that's the way it's always been.
Wildlife Unlimited Foundation, thanking you for doing your part to keep our wildlife unlimited. I'm wildlife photographer Bill Porter, and I'll take you there. Sometimes they're cute. Sometimes they're beautiful. Other times they're simply amazing. But it's always exciting in the wonderful world of the wild ones. So the search goes on. A rabbit makes a last-second dash into the taller grasses to safety. Those who live on the ground have to be wary of the dangers from the sky. This group of birds eats mice, rabbits, other birds, just about anything small enough for them to handle. Their prey, in turn, have eaten other plants and animals. And so the web has been spun, and must continue to be spun for life here on Earth to continue. We know these predators from the sky as the birds of prey. One of the largest and most well-known birds of prey is the golden eagle. Its talons are large and curved, designed for grasping and carrying off its prey. Their beaks are smaller and darker than that of the bald eagle. The golden eagle inhabits a range from Alaska across northern Canada, and from Alaska down through the western United States and into Mexico. The golden eagle lays 2 to 3 whitish eggs each year. They are either unmarked or lightly speckled with dark brown. These eggs are laid in massive nests, made of sticks, on rocky ledges and in tall trees. With wings that spread up to 78 inches, 2 meters, the eagle soars for long periods of time in search of food. With their large eyes, they can focus in on small objects at long distances. Our symbol of freedom, America's bald eagle, also nests on rocky cliffs and the tops of tall trees. The bald eagle lays from 1 to 3 eggs each year. And while incubating the eggs, it is very important to turn the eggs several times each day. This keeps the yolk from sticking to the shell. Both parents bring food and care for the young eaglets. They bring back fish and other prey, rip it into small pieces, and feed it to their young. Later, as the immature eagles are getting ready for their first flight, they move out onto the tree branches and exercise their wings. Bald eagles have a summer range across most of Alaska and Canada, and winter across most of the United States. Ospreys, known for years as the fish hawk, soars over lakes and the coastlines, feeding almost exclusively on fish. Even after leaving the nest, the young osprey is not capable of catching enough fish, so the parents will catch fish and bring fish back to milk. If the immature osprey is full and don't take the fish, the osprey leaves. Ospreys have become nearly extinct in many areas. Man is helping by making platforms on high places for the osprey to build nests. The osprey has been quick to do their part. Osprey's summer range is from Alaska across Canada and down the coastlines of North America, also around the Great Lakes. Their winter range is along the coastlines of Mexico. With man's help, the osprey is coming back to many areas. Maybe we can follow this lead and save more species from extinction. Birds of prey are split into two main groups. The smallest group is the owls. Still, there are many kinds of owls, spread across most of North America. One of the most common, smaller owls is the screech owl, although seldom seen because most owls tend to hunt at night and then rest in the daytime. Owls have big eyes designed to help them see in low light conditions. They also have hair-like feathers on their face and prominent ear tufts. The common belief that owls can turn their head all the way around is false, although they can turn their head so far that they can look directly over their back. Screech owls do not migrate. They have a large, permanent range covering all of the United States and down into Mexico. and north into British Columbia. Their color ranges from the reddish and gray color phases that occur to the brownish intermediates. One of the largest owls is the great horned owl, named so because of its large ear tufts. It has feathers all the way down its legs and covering its feet. Its talons are curved and sharp. The great horned owl does not migrate. Its range is much larger than that of other owls, covering all of North America, but the northernmost parts of Alaska and Canada. Owls tend to swallow their food whole instead of ripping it apart. Sometimes they will eat it where they catch it. Still other times, they will take it back to a perch before swallowing it. This immature great horned owl already has her large curved talons, but her feathering is not completed yet. She shows one ear tuft and a fuzzy face. After eating, the young owl surveys the area. Full now, she's mainly interested in safety. She already has much of her soft hair-like feathers on her face, and her beak is large and curved. Her big eyes are yellowish and help her to see in the low light. But now it's daylight, and she's full. She's tired, and she feels safe on her perch. No, owls don't sleep with one eye open, but they do control each eye separately. Startled, the sound of a crow means danger to an owl. No one seems to know why, but crows do not like owls, and they drive them off whenever they find them. Maybe the crow didn't notice her. He landed over there by the edge of the pond. But another one has found her. Soon a large number of crows have gathered. And one at a time, they dive at her, sometimes nearly knocking her off of her perch. Still more crows arrive. Now one has gotten brave enough to sit right on the same dead tree with her. When she looks back at the crowd of crows along the meadow's edge, the crow with her takes advantage of her back being turned and moves closer. When the crow leaves, she doesn't wait for another. With one quick look at the crowd of crows, she makes her move. The crows will chase her into the woods, but she can find safety in the thick branches of the forest. The snowy owl, with its massive white face and distinctive black markings, is the only owl that spends much of its time on the ground. In fact, it's very seldom seen in a tree. With its long white hair-like feathers covering its legs and feet, the snowy owl has adapted well to the cold weather. The snowy owl has a permanent range in the far northern regions of North America and a winter range of all of Canada and south into the Great Lakes region. The barred owl is a large stocky owl with a wingspan of 44 inches and gets its name from the brownish cross-barring on the neck and breast, as well as streaks on the belly. It has a permanent range covering the eastern United States and up into Canada. Unlike most owls, the barred owl is seen only by those who seek it out in its dark retreat, usually a thick grove of trees in lowland forest. The second distinct group of birds of prey is the hawk-like birds. Eagles and osprey are part of that group, as well as hawks and falcons. Hawks are aggressive hunters, diving and chasing their prey, usually from a perch. The goshawk, with its wingspan of 42 inches, hunts mainly in and around forest areas and maneuvers well through the trees. The goshawk's summer and permanent range covers most of Canada and Alaska, then south down through the Rocky Mountains. But in the winter, it can be found throughout a large portion of the United States. Hawks usually first pluck the bird or pull the hair off of their prey, then rip it into pieces to eat. The large red-tailed hawk, with a wingspan of up to 48 inches, also dives and chases its prey. And is large enough to carry off some of its prey. With a permanent range of all of the United States and some of Canada, and a summer range that covers even more of Canada and Alaska, the redtail is one of the most often seen birds of prey. With its strong, curved, large talons, it holds tightly to its perch, ready for its next strike, raising its head feathers in an aggressive posture just before diving off. On to the next chase. All small prey is brought back to a perch before eating. Hawks will occasionally take a reptile, such as a snake or a frog, and bring it back to the perch before eating. Here, a brightly colored male pheasant is laying flat in the leaves, unseen by most, but not the red tail. By the time it decides to flee, it's too late. Kestrels are one of the smallest hawks, with wings that are only 21 inches long and a long pointed tail. Its plumage, feathers, vary in color from different regions it is found. Often seen hovering, the kestrels prefer open country to hunt in. Often in late summer, you will see family groups of kestrels. Kestrels were formerly known as sparrowhawks. The sharp point of the beak, all birds of prey have, is a tool used to kill its prey. All birds of prey spend a lot of time preening, cleaning and straightening their feathers. For the sleeker the feathers, the faster the flight. Kestrels usually bring their prey back to the perch before eating. Their permanent range covers the U.S. and parts of Canada and Mexico. Add in their summer range, which covers a large part of Canada, and their winter range that covers most of Mexico and into South America, and you can see why it's one of the most common hawks. Over the swamp and grasslands flies the graceful broad-winged hawk, stopping in midair to check out a pair of dragonflies. It lays 3 to 4 eggs in a stiff nest lined with green leaves in the crotch of a tree. In the summer, it ranges across most of the eastern United States and across the thin strip of Canada. But it winters in the south, way in the south, South America. For years, the turkey vulture has been considered a bird of prey and a hawk-like bird. Now, however, this line of thinking is changing. They are now thought to be descended from another, still unidentified group of birds. After all, turkey vultures don't kill anything. They are scavengers. And they have several unique attributes to help them as such. A bony covering over their nasal passageways and their bony head, to name just a few. Still, they have long talons for grasping and ripping their prey. With a summer range across all of the United States and some of Canada, and a winter range that covers the rest of southern North America and into South America, it's plain to see why the turkey vulture are the most common New World scavenger. The common crow and its close cousin, the larger raven, thought by many to be birds of prey, are not. They are scavengers and belong to the songbird family. As there are conflicts of territory on the ground by animals, aerial battles are fought for territory as well. Watch as this osprey chases off a bald eagle that has come into its fishing area. All is not safe on the ground, especially when stealing another's lunch. We must share this world with others, including the birds of prey. I'm photographer-producer Bill Porter, asking you to help me keep the wildlife unlimited.
On land and underwater, sportsman and photographer Bill Porter with son John and family invite you all to join them at a spot in the country where we hope to see some wildlife still run free. We'll go hunting, climbing, fishing, diving, see things that help to set the spirit free. We might take some of the surplus that the good Lord has provided, always mindful of the sportsman's creed. So the wildlife we all love remains unlimited. Oh, Bill and Rose and little John, who's grown to be a man, will show you through a camera's eye wonders of the land. You might camp with them by mountain streams or run barefoot in the sand. But wherever you go, recall the creed, keep the wildlife unlimited. a sportsman's more than just a hunter or a fisherman. There's things to see to all the mind of many a mortal man. From the way the wild protect their young to canyons carved in sand. Oh, don't take them all as you recall. We're for Wildlife Unlimited. Yes, Bill and Rose and Little John, who's grown to be a man, will show you through a camera's eye wonders of the land. You might camp with them by mountain streams or run barefoot in the sand. But wherever you go, recall the creed, keep the wildlife unlimited. Wherever you go, recall that creed, keep the wildlife unlimited.